Hey, what is up, squad? This is your TITOBODS, and of course, maybe we have missed a few days out in the game, but we're still going to talk about the dev column that actually was landed, or did landed last December 2, and we haven't yet talked about it. So, I guess I want you guys to have, or hear my opinion about this new dev column that has been dropped a few days back, or let's say a week back, because it's almost 1 week since the dev column has dropped, and we haven't made any video on it yet. So in this video, we're going to do that. And if you are one of the players who love to talk about these things, kindly leave your opinion, recommendations, your thoughts, or anything at all that you want to talk about the dev column in the comments, and we're going to talk about it. Anyway, before we do that, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, or you play Age of Empires Mobile, don't forget to give us your support by subscribing if you haven't yet, and please ring the bell so you will always be notified soon as we have a new video just for you guys. So anyway, we're going to talk now about dev column. Now, we all know every dev column is like question and answer type of portion in our community, especially in the Discord channel. Now, here, players are given the freedom to submit their requests, their opinions, their suggestions, and recommendations that can improve the quality of the game for everyone to enjoy. Every time that the dev column arrives, it is, of course, our duties and responsibilities to check out which of the recommendations or suggestions that the community have passed on to the devs have been heard and being addressed at the moment, which is very, very important in the progress of the game, because more players that will feel that the game or the devs are actually giving importance will give the players and the community, of course, the feeling of security that they are actually playing this game for a reason, and it's actually rational to feel that way if you are investing so much time in the game and especially money in this game. So anyway, let's talk about, or let's see what are the requests and suggestions that are being addressed right now. Dear Governors, December's dev column is officially live. In November, we made numerous optimizations and adjustments to the game based on your suggestions, including new preset configurations, which is already finished, done, and updated, of course. And the Kingdom Position Registration System, also another thing that they have been added, and it's actually a good thing. Now, additionally, new gameplay features like the Regency, Apex Championship, and new land visit functions were officially launched. If you haven't yet checked out your Alliance member city, you can do it now. And it's actually way more better than I've anticipated, but it doesn't really have anything yet on it. But I think they're going to have a purpose on it in the future, and that's what I am really excited about, to have more functions in the game. Now, for December, we'll be launching another migration event. Therefore, this column will primarily focus on answering questions related to upcoming migration event, alright? And related to the upcoming migration event, let's take a look together to see if there's anything that interests you. Okay, first up, we have here question. Besides the migration event, what about the server merge plans? Because they have talked about this way before, maybe last month or last month, in their announcement that there is going to be a merger in the future. And I think this is going to be the start of it. And let's see what happens here. So the devs said, thank you very much for your question, Governor. First, we can confirm, so they confirm, that server merge functionality is already in development. But we don't have a specific completion and release timeline yet. Please continue following official community updates, and similar to migration event, official community will announce server merges in advance to ensure governors have sufficient time to prepare. Now, the only dilemma that I think that we are going to face when it comes to the migration, sorry, not the migration, but the merger, is absolutely checking out each individual server. That's, I think, going to be the dilemma. They need to individually check the server. I think there are 300 and plus servers right now, and I hope that they arrive at the conclusion that only several or only a few of these servers really need to merge. Like, for example, dying servers. And honestly, these dying servers are not a problem. If they have more migration frequency in a year, these dead servers ain't going to be a problem. You know why? Because players are going to go to this server. If you are a player that wants to have a little bit of advantage in the game that you cannot get from your regular servers or top performing servers, and you want to lay low for a while, for a month or two maybe, and you want to get a certain hero, you cannot for sure get the MGE hero in a very competitive server. So that's going to be a problem for you if you are also a competitive person, but you don't have the means to get those resources or rewards or materials to really win the MGE. There are now servers that have multiple whales, multiple krakens, and if you are one of the players inside that server and you cannot win this MGE events if they are not set, or you don't have rules for the MGE, and still the krakens and the whales are dominating these kinds of events, some players are going to think of migrating to a dead server in order for them to at least have a chance or at least win in the MGE to get their heroes that they really like. So some players are going to sacrifice their other goals and put it in halt for a moment just to get their heroes that they really want to get. So that is one of the things that will favor players, not just your whales and krakens, but players, low spenders, mid spenders, or maybe even free to play players can actually move on to a dead server for a bit in order for them to get advantage or to take advantage of such things as getting good rewards from the events like the MGE and other stuff there that they can only get if they are on a dead server. So I think for me, it's way better to have a more frequency on migration than having a server merge, because merging a server is a pain in the ass. Number one, it's going to be hard for the devs, and it's going to be even harder for the players because you don't know if how the devs are going to facilitate this merger, especially if you already are established in a specific server that maybe the devs think that needs to merge but you don't really want to, or maybe they can develop something that will have the leader of the kingdom or the king of that specific empire to apply for a merger. I think that's the thing that they will do in the future in order to facilitate this merger that they are talking about. So, what do you guys think about the merger? I want to know your opinion on this because if you have any other good ideas about the merger or about the migration, as I've said earlier, please leave them down in the comments and I'll make sure that I will do a suggestion in the game community in Discord so that we can appeal on this matter. Now, moving on, let's go with the migration pass. Pricing seems a bit expensive. Well, really, they have adjusted the prices right now. Could you lower the prices? He said here, but I think they have already adjusted the prices. So the developers said, first migration pass pricing is consistent with the initial migration costs, and we're still providing some free migration passes for this migration event. Additionally, we've reduced the number of migration passes, which is true. You will have now a fewer migration passes that you need in order for you to migrate. Passes required for some high-powered governors to lighten their burden. Where honestly, yes, it's true. But on the other hand, if you are a whale or a kraken, for sure you were not, or you are not in this position of being a whale or a kraken if you don't have the means necessary to be a well-said kraken or a proclaimed whale if you don't have the means necessary to be one. So I think it's a good way of the devs to at least lower the number of migration passes needed in order for you to migrate. And as I've said, more migration equals more money for the devs, but it is going to be more fun for the players to have more migrations because there are free migrations. Mind you, there are free migrations for free to play and low spenders as long as the kingdom that you're going to is actually going to accept you. So there is that. Now, next off, we have there are still 2 lethal migration slots. We hope there can be more slots in the future, okay? The migration event purpose is to promote server vitality and provide governors with a better gameplay experience. As the development team, slot limitations are carefully considered and decisions are only made after analyzing all servers' ecosystem. Migration differs from server merges, and we want to reserve migration slots for governors who truly need them. We have therefore raised participation thresholds to reduce situations where free slots get occupied unnecessarily. We'll continue optimizing based on observations from this migration event, and we ask for your understanding. Now, we have actually experienced a bug. If any devs or moderators are actually watching this video, we have experienced a bug wherein one player actually was added in our special migration list, but it should not have been added. Like it randomly appeared and randomly accepted without the knowledge of our administrator, and it is kind of weird on how that thing happened there. But I hope that they fix that because the special migration slots is actually a big thing. If especially if you are on our server, for example, we are now on the list of top list server, something like that. So we only have a very minimal or limited amount of special migration slots, and I think one is already wasted. So I hope that they fix these bugs, and I hope it's sooner rather than later. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So we have here migration grouping prevents me from going to the server I want to go to. Can you consider removing grouping? Okay. I don't know how that will work though. Okay, so here's what the dev said. After the migration event announcement, we received extensive feedback about the grouping mechanism. Grouping aims to balance strong and weak server, which is true. The development team hopes that after migration, all servers can match against appropriately powered servers in Stellar Glory seasons and other gameplay modes. Which is true. You cannot really cancel the groupings because not everyone has received yet some of the heroes or even the season that the other empires have. So we cannot do the migration without the groupings. That's going to be unfair for some players. And actually, it's a little tad weird if you are going to ask me if they are going to remove the grouping because it's going to be hard. I just hope that they can do a grouping that is, let's say, rational and way better. But I think they have expanded the reach of the groupings during this migration, and I think they are doing their best to do so. And I applaud them for that. So they said here, additionally, different servers have varying hero availability, which easily creates situations where governors with new heroes gain advantages over those without access to new heroes, harming the governor experience. That is what I was saying, which is something the development team wants to avoid. Therefore, after analyzing all servers currently power levels and heroes availability, the development team created a current grouping system to provide governors with. That's what I was actually saying. You cannot really do this stuff without grouping. It's really hard to do it that way. You cannot really combine or randomly assign or let's say pick your heroes or your server, sorry, and without even thinking of if they have the same heroes as you have. Maybe, for example, let's say your server is just in season 3 and you want to migrate to a server on let's say they are already in season 6. How are you going to get the other heroes that are not available in the advent anymore? So you are going to skip a lot of heroes. And also, if you are from a servers or a season 6 server, you want to migrate to a season 2 server. The other players on the season 2 server are going to have a hard time, right? To match your strength. So I think the question about grouping shouldn't be actually here because it doesn't make sense without the groupings. The question should have been like, can they do a better job in grouping, maybe? Or group all servers that are on the same, let's say, server on the same season that have the same capability already to have the same heroes, maybe something like that. But to remove the grouping, I don't know. It's really a bizarre ask if you're going to ask me. Next one we hope rewards for event like Battle of Dawn are improved. Yes, please. They said here in last month's column they mentioned, okay, that we've increased event rewards for Battle of Dawn and Wonder Contest to encourage. Honestly, the Wonder Contest is way better now because of the additional things that you can actually get as points, and the rewards there are actually, or in the store, the Wonder Store actually has lower, let's say, values already, so that you can purchase most of it, if not all. So I think that's a good thing there. So more specifically, we'll add additional rewards event when this activity is launched. Governors simply need to participate as usual in battlefields and complete certain quests to claim additional rewards. Note, this event opens periodically and there won't always be additional rewards event every time Battle of Dawn and Wonder Contest open. The event is expected to debut soon. Okay. So they are saying there is going to be another one, I think. But I just hope that they will have more for the Dawn of or Battle of Dawn, because the Wonder event I think is okay, because this is a weekly thing. Since this is a weekly thing, it's just you just need to participate here and get the rewards. And I don't know, it's really okay for me right now. The only thing with the Battle of Dawn, if you win, you will get better rewards. Now, in the Wonder Contest, even if you lose, you will still almost empty out the Wonder Contest store. So that's the only difference. If you lose in the Battle of Dawn, you will get way less rewards and lower quality rewards. But if you win, you will have a good rewards because of the gems and all. And every time your server participate, even win or lose, you will still get a participation or a let's say a few rewards. Even if your server you are not in the legion, you will still get a reward. So I think for me that's enough. If your server, for example, have five legions that are going to battle in the Battle of Dawn, you should have five. You know why? Because even if one of them loses, you will still get points. Number one in the Stellar Glory. Number two, you will get to have another extra reward. This is just for the Battle of Dawn. The Wonder Contest is different. Because the Wonder Contest doesn't, if you don't really participate, you won't have any rewards. But here in the Battle of Dawn, even if you don't participate in a specific fight, the other legions, if they win or they lose, you will have a rewards per se, even if you don't participate. So, as I was saying, the Battle of Dawn should, your server should have five legions in the Battle of Dawn so that you will have five chances of rewards. If you only have three, you will lose two potential rewards from your legion. So I hope that your server will do it that way, because the Battle of Dawn will give you, let's say, gems, right? And then even not participating, you will get green gems, I think, if I am not mistaken. And for a free to play, that is actually gold. I mean, it's a freebie. So every time there's a Battle of Dawn, your let's say Legion loses, you will still receive a reward, even if you are not on the Legion. So that, I think that's a good thing that they have done that. I don't know if you have experienced that, but that's actually one of the details that I want to talk about when it comes to the Battle of Dawn. So I think if they improve it, it's okay, but make sure you win at least one of your Battle of Dawn so that you can get way better rewards. So I think that's about it. But they can still improve it. I'm not saying that they won't or they shouldn't, but I think they will. Now, we also have here, regarding the store rewards refresh mentioned last time, will you continue updating other store rewards? What can you tell us? Yes, please. I am also intrigued on the new reward system and additional rewards that can be, of course, acquired through this. Now, they said the merit and merit store reset rules and reward content adjustment mentioned last time will officially take effect on December 15th. Oh, okay. So it isn't yet or hasn't yet been updated. All right. Now, but we already have one extra free um, run or refresh in the merit store, so I think that's good. The only other thing that I really want to be updated is on the merits themselves, because 300k merits is really hard to squish on for the week if you don't have any events that will give you merits. Like for example, this week after the DD, so you are 1 week rest, you don't really have enough. Even though I gained 2 million, 3 million, 4 million merits, I will only have 300k merits for the rest of the week. So I think that's a bummer right there. So I hope they do increase, at least increase it by 100k, and I will be okay with it. Just 400k, just 400k, and I think it's okay. Now December will also launch a new hunt and track event. Ooh. During this event, governors can obtain exchange items by eliminating bandits and exchange the item for rewards. All right, in the store. I'm intrigued by this. Hopefully, this is a good one, because they are actually on a roll right now. They are adding and doing things for the servers, for the game, that actually makes sense now, much more than before. Before they are lackluster when it comes to these kinds of things, but this time around, I think they will deliver better. Hopefully, they continue on the right path so that more players are going to play the game, and more players that are going to play the game, of course, more fun for everyone. Because the more players we have, the more battles we can get, the more activities we can, of course, fight on. Now, additionally, during Christmas and New Year's event, governors can participate to obtain large quantities of build and research speed up items. Ooh, how are they going to do this? It's actually soon. I think this is going to start next week. I hope. I think 15th is the day. I think that's the date. So save that date, hopefully, and save your pockets, your money. We're going to have for sure a big bang because during the Thanksgiving event it was lackluster again. So hopefully this time around they will do something good. But what's that one thing I want to ask about the Thanksgiving event? Do you guys like that kind of event wherein you only get a few purchases, so that and also a more free to play friendly stuff in the game? If whatever your thoughts are, your recommendations or suggestions, if you have on the topic of the Thanksgiving event, kindly leave them all down in the comments. Now, here, furthermore, the well-received Josephine Treasure Hunt event will return. Yes, please do the RNG way better this time around. I don't want to do the ones again. The ones and the ones. Another one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So please give me good RNG this time around, okay? Governors, please look forward to it. Okay. So I think this is it for the dev column. And I want to know your thoughts on this. I really want to have a good conversation about this. And I am actually suggesting to my friends if we can have like a podcast type of thing when we are dealing with a dev column. Like, we're just going to talk about it for, let's say, less than an hour, 30 minutes or so, and we're going to talk our thoughts onto it. And maybe you guys can actually join in during that time, and we have a good time during the podcast. And I don't know yet about this, but if there are players who want to talk things about the dev column or adjustments, suggestions, and other recommendations stuff during the dev column time, I am open to suggestions from. I think that's about it for this video. Kindly do like the video, share it with your friends and your alliances so that they can also check out this video for themselves. And if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, and you are playing Age of Empires Mobile, you want to support the channel, please do so by subscribing and ring that bell so you will always be notified soon as we have a new video just for you guys. And as always, squad, happy great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one.